Hello everyone, my name is Prita Devi and today I'll be sharing my thoughts on differentiate instruction based on the quotes by Carol Ann Tomlinson. Differentiate instruction is not to a set of strategies but a way of thinking about teaching and learning. Well, when I first came across these quotes, it really stood out to me at first when we hear the term differentiate instruction. We may think of it as a collection of teaching techniques like group discussion, role plays, or worksheets. But what Tomlinson reminds us is that it is much more than that. It's not about having a bag or tricks. It's about how we as teachers thinking about our student and how we approach learning in the classroom. Differential instruction or DI is about recognizing that every classroom is filled with students who has different strengths, different needs and different ways of learning. Instead of trying to make every student fit into one standard mold, differentiate asks us to adapt our teaching so that all students can reach the same important goals but through pathways that work best for them. In this presentation, I would like to explain how I interpret these quotes and then I will connect it to the four components of different instruction: readiness, interest, learning styles, and learning environment. I will also describe a classroom scenario that show how DI can be applied in the practice, and finally I will share my own personal reflection on inclusive teaching and how I hope the practice DI as a future educator. Part 1. Interpreting the quotes. The quotes differentiate instruction is not a set of strategies but a way of thinking about teaching and learning. Tells me that DI is a mindset. Teachers who practice DI doesn't just ask which activity should I use today. Instead, they constantly ask what do my student need right now? How can I adapt this lesson so that every student can understand and engage? How can I make sure my classroom includes everyone, even those who learn differently? So, DI is less about what I do and more about how I think. It is about respecting student difference and making flexibility parts of my teaching identity. For example, if I'm teaching a reading lesson in English, the strategy might be give student a short story to read. But the mindset of DI makes me ask, what about the student who struggle with vocabulary? What about the student who struggle with vocabulary? What about those who already read fluently? What about those who prefer listening instead of reading silently? That mindset pushed me to adjust my teaching so that everyone can succeed. Part 2. The four components of DI. Readiness. Readiness refers to a student's current level of English proficiency, not their overall ability. In a reading lesson, some students may still need support with basic vocabulary, while others are ready to analyze themes and figurative language. Example, I might provide simplified text with glossaries for learners who are still building vocabulary, while giving advanced students authentic articles or poems to analyze. This way, all students are working toward the same learning goal, understanding the text, but at levels that challenge them appropriately. Second, interest. Interest refers to what captures students' attention and motivation. When English lesson connection to their personal passion, students are more engaged. For example, if I'm teaching writing skill, I might allow students to choose their own topic. A football fan could write a match report, a music lover could write a song review, and a film enthusiast could write a short movie script. All of them are practicing the same writing structures but in ways that feel meaningful to them. Third, learning style. Third is learning styles. English learners also differ in how they learn best. Some prefer to read quietly, some learn better through listening, and others need hands-on activities, group, and discussion. Example, in a speaking lesson about giving direction, I could let visual learners study a map before role-playing. Let auditory learners listen to a sample dialogue. Let kinesthetic learners physically act out moving around the classroom. All students are practicing functional English but in ways that match their preferred style. The number 4 is learning environment. The learning environment includes the classroom atmosphere and culture. English language learners need to feel safe to experiment with speaking even if they make mistakes. Example, I might arrange flexible seat so some students can work in pairs while others work in small group. I will also encourage a culture or respect, reminding students that mistakes are part of learning. For those who are shy, I could let them first practice in smaller groups before speaking in front of the whole class. Part 3, Classroom Scenario. Let me bring these components together in a practical scenario. Teaching descriptive writing to Form 3 English classes student. Readiness. Beginners receive word banks with adjective and sentence started. Immediate learners write short descriptive paragraph. Advanced learner expand their writing into a descriptive essay with figurative language. Interest. Students choose what to describe. Some may describe their favorite celebrity, others their pet, their dream house or memorable place. Learning style. Visual learners can use picture as prompts. Auditory learners can be brainstorm description through discussion. Kinesthetic learner can bring a real object like a shoe or snack to describe using their sense. Learning environment. The classroom is arranged so students can work in pairs, group or individually. Mistakes are welcome as all learning opportunities and peer sharing is encouraged at the end. This way, all students are practicing the same skill, descriptive writing, but through pathway that reflects their readiness, interest and learning styles in any environment that feels safe and inclusive. Reflecting on Tomlinson's quotes, I realized that differentiated instruction requires me to think beyond activities and adopt an inclusive mindset. In teaching English, this means remembering that not all students start with the same vocabulary, grammar, or confidence. My responsibility is not just to deliver content, but to ensure that each learner can connect with and succeed in learning English. I know it will not always be easy, especially in large classrooms with mixed proficiency levels. But even small steps like offering topic choices, using visual or grouping flexibility can make a big difference. For me, inclusive teaching is not about lowering standard. It is about providing multiple pathways so every student can reach the same goals. I want my students to feel that English is not just a subject they must study, but a language that can enjoy, explore, and succeed in. In conclusion, differentiated instruction is not just a teaching method. It is a way of thinking that puts students at the center of learning. By considering readiness, interest, learning style, and the learning environment, I can create English classroom that are engaging, inclusive, and effective. As Tomlinson reminds us, there is a mindset, and it's a mindset that I intend to carry into my future as an English teacher. Thank you.